Good morning. Myself Shobhik Bakchi, Assistant Professor of Department of Electrical Engineering, Bojboj Institute of Technology. Today I am discussing about some numerical. Today I will give some numerical and how that numerical can be solved by using Gauss-Seidel method I will describe here. Before starting or before proceeding my lecture, I want to say you that please subscribe my YouTube channel for regular updates as well as whatever I will describe here that is related with my previous lecture. So it will be very easier to find the previous lecture if you subscribe my channel. Here I have given one numerical. This one already given in lecture 2 when I have described the formation of nodal admittance matrix or Y-bus matrix. I told you that the following is the system data for a load flow solution. The line admittances are here, bus codes are given, and here admittances are given. This 1 to 2, meaning of this 1 to 2 means bus 1 is connected with bus 2. Here bus 1 to 3, this meaning is bus 1 is connected with bus 3, and whatever transmission line is connected between 1 and 2, the admittance of the transmission line is 2 minus J8, and whatever transmission line is connected between bus number 1 to 3, the admittances of the transmission line is 1 minus J 4.0, and similarly rest of the bus code as well as admittances are given here. Similarly, the schedule of active and reactive power has been given here. As per the schedule given, there are 4 number of bus 1, bus 2, bus 3 and bus 4, where P and Q has given here, V that means voltage magnitude already given here, and remarks that means the bus classifications are given here. So here the question is determine the voltages at the end of first iteration using Gauss-Seidel method. Take alpha is equal to 1.6. This alpha is called accelerating factor. How to solve this numerical? Initially, I have told you in my previous lecture, that is lecture number 2, that if we need to do any numerical, we have to form the Y-bus matrix first. So how to form the Y-bus matrix? This already given a lecture in lecture number 2. That entire lecture is depend upon how to form the nodal admittance matrix as well as the Y-bus matrix. Now here this Y of PQ is the Y-bus matrix. Now how to form this Y-bus matrix? Same numerical is given in lecture number 2. To know to form the Y-bus matrix or how this Y-bus matrix has been formed, just go through my lecture number 2. It is already given in my YouTube channel. Now proceed to the next step. As per the iteration or as per the algorithm of Gauss-Seidel method, the first step was all given in whatever data is given here, that we need to check here. The next step is we need to start the bus count. That means step number 3. Step number 2 was we need to simplify that, we need to give the actual epsilon value, that is the tolerance limit. In this numerical there is not given any tolerance limit value, so we need to check that one. Now see the next part, we need to start the bus count from k is equal to 0, that is iteration number 1. Now as per iteration number 1, if we proceed for iteration number 1, Vp to the power k plus 1 is equal to y of pp 1 by y of pp multiply with pp minus jqp by vp to the power k conjugate minus of summation of q is equal to 1 to p minus 1 y of pq into vq to the power k plus 1 minus of summation of q is equal to p plus 1 to n y of pq into vq to the power k. This is the basic load flow equation, that is Gauss Seidel equation. To solve the Gauss Seidel numerical, we need to check this equation. So for the given system, for iteration 1, there is given only one iteration we have to solve here as per the numerical. So for iteration 1, we need to put k is equal to 0 here. If we put k is equal to 0, it signifies that we are proceeding for iteration number 1. Now here is not given any V1 because we know the V1 is slack bus. So the V1 to the power k plus 1, that means V1 to the power 1, that is nothing but a specified value. It is the specified value. It will not change. Now we need to proceed from V2. So V2 to the power k plus 1 means Vp to the power k plus 1. If we put 2, p is equal to 2, we will get V2 to the power 0 plus 1, that means V2 to the power 1. Similarly, we will put all the datas here, that means Pp minus jqp by Vp to the power k conjugate, that means P2 minus jq2 divided by V2 to the power 0 because k is equal to 0 here, V2 to the power 0 conjugate minus of y21 into V1 to the power 1. Why it's V1 to the power 1? Because q is equal to 1 to p minus 1. P is given 2, p minus 1 means 1. So q is equal to 1 to 1. Y of pq, p is 2 and q is 1. So y of 2 1 into vq, q is 1. V1 to the power 1 is given. And why this 1 is given? Because as per this vq to the power k plus 1, 0 plus 1, that means v1 to the power 1 minus of y of 2 3 into v3 to the power 0 minus of y of 2 4 into v4 to the power 0. How this line I have written, you can see if we elaborate this equation, then we can get y23 into v3 to the power 0 minus of y24 into v4 to the power 0. And this y23, y24, y21, these values already given in the y bus matrix that is given here in, and this one I already discussed in my previous lecture. See here the y bus matrix is given. This is the y bus matrix. Now proceed to the next part. Next thing is we need to put all the value as per given here. That means 1 by y22. So y22 value as per the y bus matrix, it is 3.666 minus j 14.664. So multiply with minus of 0.5, p2 value is minus of 0.5 plus j 0.2. Now you can see here is p2 minus jq2, but I have written here is minus p2 plus j 0.2. What is the significance of this line? If you see the numerical, there is given the P2 value, that means bus number 2, P2 value is given 0.5 and Q2 value is given 0.2. Both are positive value. But whenever I have put this value in the next part in the equation, I have put here that is minus 0.5 and plus 0.2. The significance of this, as the V2 is load bus, that is why the power will flow from the generator bus to the load bus. That means load bus is receiving the power and generator bus is supplying the power. As the load bus receiving the power, so whatever value we will put in case of load bus, the value will be negative. That means if the value power flow is 0.5 per unit, that means for generator bus it will be positive 0.5 per unit because it is sending, and whereas the load bus is receiving, that is why the power will be negative. So that is why I have written for P2 it is minus 0.5, and Q2, that is if we take minus, it will become plus 0.2. Is it clear? Now minus of y of 2 1, this is the value of y of 2 1 minus 2 plus j 8.0. You can see the y bus matrix, and the V1 as per the data given in the numerical, the V1 value is 1.06. Similarly, we will put all the value of y of 2 3 into V3 to the power 0. What is V3 to the power 0? V3 to the power 0 means earlier value, that means whatever value is given in the numerical. So that means that value is 1 plus j 0.0. So that is why we have to put 1 plus j 0.0. You can see all the PQ bus value is 1 plus j 0.0. Now we have to put y of 24 into V4 to the power 0. We have put here the value, and after calculating this value we will get this result, that is the V2 to the power 1 will be 1 plus 1.01187 minus of j 0.02888. So this will be the uh, value of the V2 to the power 1. Now as V2 to the power 1 is this one, now there is given a V2 to the power 1 accelerated. That means if you follow the algorithm, you can see whenever we will find out the V2 value, if any accelerating factor is given, we need to check that value by using the accelerating factor. Now here V2 is given here. V2 has find out, that is 1.01187 minus j 0.02888. Now we need to find out V2 to the power 1 accelerated. That means we know the Vp comma accelerated to the power k plus 1 to the power k plus 1 equal to Vp to the power k plus of alpha into Vp to the power k plus 1 minus of Vp to the power k. This was the formula. You know, as per my previous lecture I have given that formula. So Vp to the power, Vp accelerated to the power k plus 1, that means V2 accelerated to the power k plus 1 means 1, equal to Vp to the power k, that means V2 to the power 0 plus alpha, that is the accelerating factor, into Vp to the power k plus 1, that means V2 to the power 1 minus of Vp to the power k, that means V2 to the power 0. Also you can understand this one from this line also. Now if we put same value here, all the value whatever given or whatever find out, if we put all the value, finally we will get the V2 to the power 1 accelerated, that value is 1.01899 minus of j 0.046208. So this will be the final V2 result for the bus number 2. That means the final bus 2 voltage after completing the iteration 1, the value is this one. Now if we want to find out V3, similarly for V3 to the power 0 plus 1, that means V3 to the power 1 equal to 1 by Y33 multiply with P3 minus JQ3 by V3 to the power 0 conjugate minus of Y of 31 into V1 to the power 1 and minus of Y of 32 into V2 to the power 1 minus of Y of 34 into V4 to the power 0. So why here is written 1, why here is written 0? If you see the basic formula of the Gauss-Seidel method, then it will be easily understandable, or you may follow my previous lecture. Next, that is lecture number 4. Next, if we put all the value, we will get this result. Now you can see that here V1 to the power 1 we have put here 1.06. Now you can see here Y32 into V2 to the power 1. Whenever we will put V2 to the power 1 value, then we will not put the V2 to the power 1 the previous value. Which value we will put? Whatever value we are getting after using accelerating factor, we have to update that value here. It already I have told in my previous lecture. That means the whenever the V2 is already find out in the earlier equation, that means that V2 value must be updated in the same iteration whenever it will come to in the next equation. So after V2, whenever we are finding out V3 to the power 1, we have seen that we are getting V2 to the power 1 and that value has been replaced by the actual V2 value, the whatever value I have find out in my previous equation, that means V2 to the power 1 accelerated, that value we have to put. You can see that 0.01899 minus of J 0.046208, this value is given here and that value we have put here, and we have to find out this value, and after calculating all the detail we will get the result, that is V3 to the power 1 equal to 0.99419 minus of J 0.029248. Now just like V3 accelerated, V2 accelerated, we have to find out the V3 accelerated. You can see we have put all the value here as per the V3 accelerated. We have used the V3 accelerated equation here, and you will get the V3 accelerated value, that is 0.99059 minus of J 0.0467968. Now whenever we will find out V4 to the power 1, then one terminology will come V3 to the power 1. Whenever we will put similarly V3 to the power 1 value, we will not put the previous value of V3 to the power 1. We will put actual result after implementing the accelerating factor. Whatever result has came, we will update that result immediately in the next equation. So that is why whenever we are putting V3 to the power 1, that means this value and this accelerated value will be same. That means we have to put V3 to the power 1 as a accelerated value. So similarly we can find out V4 to the power 1 accelerated also by using the same formula. So whenever we will use the all the formula properly, then we can easily able to find out all the result, that is V1, V2, V3 and V4. So this is the procedure to find out the voltage, bus voltage as per the Gauss-Seidel method. So if any clarification you need to, you can mail us soubhik.bagchi91@gmail.com, soubhik.bagchi91@gmail.com. Now proceed for the next numerical. In the previous numerical, that means example 1, you have seen that there is not mentioned any PV bus or generator bus. So definitely somebody may ask what if any generator bus is present in the equation in the numerical, then how to solve that equation? That is why I have given here another example, that is example 2. See, if in example 1, that means we will use all the data whatever given in the example 1 except the bus 2 data. Why? Because bus 2 is taken as a generator bus with V2 is equal to 1.04. What is the significance of generator bus? That means in the generator bus, that is called PV bus, where P and V will be specified and we have to find out Q and delta. This will be our motto. So whenever generator bus is given, definitely there will be present the reactive power limit, because alternator is solely responsible to generate the appropriate reactive power. So definitely for the generator bus, how much reactive power is there, we need to check on that bus. That is why for the generator bus, definitely there will be given the reactive power limit, because by using the excitation control, we can control the reactive power of the system by using the alternator. So now here is given the reactive power limit. I have told you there will be given Q min, Q max and some value will be given. That means here the minimum value is 0.1 Q. That means the Q2, that means the reactive power of the bus number 2 must be lies between the 0.1 to 1. Now determine the voltage starting with a flat voltage profile and assuming accelerating factor as 1. As here is given accelerating factor 1, so no need to update the value by using accelerating factor. That means no need to use the equation Vp to the power k plus 1 is equal to Vp to the power k plus alpha into Vp to the power k plus 1 minus of Vp to the power k. This equation no need to use here, because whatever result will come after the iteration, that result will be the final, because accelerating factor is 1. Now solution. Since the bus 2 taken as the generator bus, Q2 is not specified. Definitely. So in the numerical, you can see in the bus 2 there is given P value and Q value. In the example 2, just change, the example will be same, the numerical will be same, just change the P2 column. In the P2 column, there will be only P value and V value, Q value will not be given, and in the remark section, you will change, there is written PQ and you will write now PV, because bus number 2 treat as a PV bus. So as P is given 0.5, Q is not mentioned, we need to find out the Q, and this bus is PV bus, and the voltage is given, that is 1.04 plus J 0.0, that will be the V2 value, voltage value. Now to find out V2 to the power 1, we first find Q2 with V2 is equal to 1.4 plus J 0.0. That means by using this voltage, my first, as per the algorithm, if there is present any generator bus, we need to check the reactive power first, and after checking that we need to find out the voltage value. We will treat that bus as a load bus, and then as per the load bus formula, we will find out the voltage value of the generator bus, and then we need to find out the delta. So definitely Q and delta will be find out from there. Now see, if you proceed further, then you can see that P2 minus JQ2 is equal to V2 conjugate I. You know this one as per my lecture 3, that is the basic load flow equation. When I have derived, then I have shown you that P plus JQ is equal to VI conjugate and P minus JQ is equal to V conjugate I. So I equation is summation of Q is equal to 1 to N. Here 4 bus system, so Q is equal to 1 to 4. Y of PQ, that means as it is bus number 2, that is why here is written Y of 2Q into VQ. Now similarly from here, if we elaborate this column, this summation equation, if we elaborate, then we will get v2 conjugate y of 21 into v1 plus y of 22 into v2 plus y of 23 into v3 plus y of 24 into v4. Now next, if we see here, p2 is the real part and q2 is the imaginary part. So if we find out as per the algorithm q2 calculated value to the power 1, that means it is nothing but a imaginary value of this column. So if we put all the values here, and we will get the actual q2 value, that means the reactive power value we can able to find out. See how we are getting this. q2 calculated to the power 1 is equal to minus of imaginary, that means this value, imaginary value, multiply with v2 to the power 0, that means actually it is v2 to the power 0. Why? Because this 0 is nothing but a previous value, that means whatever value is given in the numerical, that means v2 to the power conjugate multiply with y of 21 into v1. If you see my algorithm, you can see the formula to find out this one is imaginary of v2 to the power k conjugate multiply with summation of y of q is equal to q is equal to 1 to p minus 1 y of pq into vq to the power k plus 1 plus of summation of q is equal to p to n, p to n, then y of pq into vq to the power k. So if we put this value on that equation as per my algorithm, so you will get this equation. Now if we put all the value as per this equation, if we calculated this one, we will get the q to the power 1 value, that is 0.1108. Now what is this 0.1108? Now this is the q value, that is reactive power, q2 value, reactive power value. Now we need to check whether this q2 value is within the limit or it is violating the limit. Now you can see the q limit is 0.1 to 1. Now here it is the greater than 0.1, that means 0.1108 is the greater than 0.1. So q2 lies between the 0.1 to 1. So that is why whatever v2 we will get, that v2 will be the v2 specified value by using this q2 value. Now v2 to the power 1 as per the Gauss-Seidel equation, it will be 1 by y22 multiply with p2 minus jq2 by v2 to the power k conjugate minus of y of 21 into v1 minus of y of 23 into v3 to the power 0 minus of y of 24 into v4 to the power 0. This is as per the Gauss-Seidel load flow equation. Now since the bus 2 is a generator bus, that is why p2 and q2 are to be taken as a positive value, because this generator is feeding the power or supplying the power, that is why it is the positive value. Now if we put the positive value of p2 and q2, you know the p2 value was given 0.5, so we will put 0.5 instead of p2, and instead of q2 whatever q2 has been find out here, that is 0.1108, we have to put here. So after putting all these value, and if we calculate further as per the previous numerical, then we will get the v2 to the power 1, we will get the v2 to the power 1 as a 1.047284 plus j 0.029476. This will be the v2 to the power 1 value. Here you can see we have put here p value as a positive as well as q value as a positive value. Now here is given v2, that means x plus jy. If we want to find out the angle, that means it is having some magnitude as well as angle. So if we find out angle from here, we will find out the delta value, that is delta is equal to 1.59 degree. That means tan inverse y by x. If we find out, then we will get the 1.59 degree, because this is a complex term having some real part and imaginary part. That is the as per the conversion from the polar to rectangle, we will get the something modular something angle of something. So this angle is called the delta value. So after calculating all these things, we are getting the q value and delta value. That means for PV bus, all the calculation has been completed. That means we already find out the q2 value and delta 2 value, or delta value. So, but in the PV bus, P is specified. P is not possible to change. So as per the PV bus, as the generator bus, the voltage will not change. So instead of 0.047, we have to put here 1.04, and the angle we will put whatever angle we are getting here, that value we have to put. Now you can see this angle is 1.59 degree. As it is 1.59 degree, so that is why we will put here. If we elaborate this one, the polar to rectangle, say, then we will get the 1.0395985 plus j 0.28911158. So this will be the final V2 value, which value we can use in the next equation. Now similarly, if we want to find out V3 to the power 1, we have to write down the V3 to the power 1 formula as per the Gauss-Seidel method, because it is the load bus. Now we will put all the value as per given, and if we find out all the if we put all the value as per given, we will get the actual V3 to the power 1 value. Now you can see here is given V2 to the power 1. Now which value we will put as a V2 to the power 1? The calculated value, or the value after getting after implementing the voltage and angle. So actually V2 to the power 1 we will put after implementing voltage or angle. That means whatever value we are getting here, this value we need to put here. Uh, that means 1.0395985 plus j 0.28911158. That means this value we need to put here as V2 to the power 1, and after calculating we are getting V3 to the power 1. And similarly, if we proceed further, then we can easily find out the V4 to the power 1, and the V4 to the power 1 will be this value. Then that means after first iteration we are getting the V1 to the power 1, V2 to the power 1, V3 to the power 1, and V4 to the power 1. Now from this lecture, is it clear if the generator bus is present in the equation, or if generator bus is not present in the equation, how to solve the equation by using Gauss-Seidel method? Is it clear? Now this is all about my numerical part of Gauss-Seidel method. In my next lecture, I will describe about how to solve the load flow by using the Newton-Raphson method. Thank you.